is guarding you really tight, or you have the ball and you're trying to make a move to get to the basket or to get free, you have to learn how to get open. Right now, I'm going to talk to you about the V-cut. The V-cut is simply setting the guy up, taking him in one direction, and cutting back hard in the other direction to get open or to get a position to make a layup. Right now, I'll show you two variations of the V-cut. First of all, you pass the ball, and to set the guy up, you have to start going the opposite direction that you really want to go. So I'll take a couple steps here and then cut to the basket right here. That's a V-cut when you want to cut inside the guy and take him to the basket. I'll show you one more time. Make the pass, take 2 steps away, cut to the basket. The other V-cut is just the opposite of that. Take 2 hard steps to your teammate. You pass the ball to him, 2 hard steps, then you go with this way right here. The reason that guy has to go with you, if I make a pass to my teammate and I take 2 hard steps and he doesn't go with me, then I can just keep going all the way for a layup. That's why that guy has to cut you off. He can't just let you go to the basket free, and that's what sets up the V-cut. You want to get open, and guys playing you tight, and you need some space. Take him 2 hard steps away from the basket, or 2 hard steps towards the basket, and then blast back the other way. That's called a V-cut. Basic fundamental things about screening is you want to get your feet set when you get ready to set a screen. You want to have your hands in. You don't want to come down and be moving at the same time that your guy is trying to come off of the screen. You have to be stationary. If you're trying to move and screen the guy at the same time, ref's going to blow the whistle. It's going to be a foul automatically. If you slide your feet, if you move, if you put your elbow out, any of that type of movement when you're setting a screen, they're going to call a foul on you right away. First of all, find out where a guy is. I see where my man is right now that I want to screen. I see where my teammate is. I'm going to go down. My teammate's going to set him up. I'm going to come to a stop. I'm going to put my arms just like this. That's to protect myself so the guy, you don't take a really tough blow. You don't want to come down like this and the guy catches you right here and knocks the wind out of you or something. You want to protect yourself right here and get in a tough position. Both feet are planted firm. You're in a position the ref can't call a foul. You're the guy with the ball. You're the guy with the defender right on you. And now you have to wait for your teammate to come to set the good screen for you before you can take off. Explain to you what just happened. What I do now is when I get here, I'm looking at my teammate. And most of the time, when I'm dribbling the ball over here and I'm in the game, I tell my big guys, don't come up and screen for me until I either make eye contact with you or I nod at you like that. If I nod at you, if I make eye contact with you, that's when I'm ready for you to come. The worst thing that can happen is you get over here, you're trying to get set, and all of a sudden your big guy is there screening for you already and you're not ready to go. So you wait, you set the guy up, you nod at your big guy, you let him get set, now he's set. Now, what you don't want to do is this. Create space for that defensive guy to slide through there. You don't want to go here. What you want to do is try to go as close as possible to your guy as possible. Try to get as close to him as possible so there's no room for that defensive guy to get through there. Now this big guy has to make a decision. What is he going to do? Is he going to guard me? My big guy, I know is going to roll. Is he going to guard me, or is he going to try to get back to his man? You put the defensive big guy in a bind. he has to make a decision. What is he going to do? If he goes back, you pull up and shoot the jump shot. If he doesn't go back, you drop the pass in there to your guy rolling. Don't go too soon. Wait till that guy sets the screen. Set him up. Get tight. Remember what I said. Don't create any space like this. That guy, now he can slide through there. Get tight. Cut off all the space. Now you're at the advantage right there. You catch the ball. Someone makes you a pass, and you're on the perimeter. First thing you want to do is get in a triple threat position. We talked about that earlier, but here we are back at it again. I look at the defender. Now, I see the defender, and I see that leg right there right away. Immediately, I see that leg right there is the leg that's back. So I'm going to go here and try to attack this other leg. Basically, what I want to do is attack the front leg. Whatever leg he has up front, now he has this leg up front now. You try to set that guy up and attack that leg there. The reason you want to attack that leg is because it's harder for him to get that leg back than this one right here. This one is already back. He doesn't really have to do anything. It's very easy for him. But if he has whatever leg he has up, you know, that's the leg that you attack. I catch the ball, and the defender is right there, and I'm thinking, man, he's too far off for me. I can take a jump shot right here. Or if I catch the ball and he's right up on me, I'm thinking, man, I can drive on this guy. So it's all about reading the defender when you catch the ball on the perimeter. Look and see what he's doing, and he will dictate to you what you need to do. Oh, well, we got to play the regular season. We have to play these 82 games, and oh, well, we're going to have to play the first, second, and third round of the playoffs. But I guess we have to do all that if we're going to win the World Championship, so we better go ahead and do it.
Going into the playoffs, the Pistons were focused on beating the Lakers, but the Chicago Bulls were focused on beating the Pistons. The two teams collided in the Eastern Conference Finals, where the job of containing Bulls superstar Michael Jordan rested heavily on guess who? Joe.
A big plus for me in dealing with Michael and in Chicago at that time was I knew, and he knew, that even if he got by me, there were some very physical guys on my team waiting for him to come in that lane. And matter of fact, they kind of wanted me to invite him to come in the lane a lot of times.
The Pistons beat the Bulls in 6 tough games to return to the NBA Finals, where they again faced the Lakers. Detroit took the first 2 games from LA, and in Game 3, Joe Dumars caught fire.
I remember saying, I don't care what place you got, just give me the ball.
Joe put up 31 points as the Pistons won 114-110. Now to Game 4, Los Angeles ran up an early 16-point lead, but Detroit stormed back to win the game and their first NBA title.
And we swept them, and I think that there was no question after that we were the team in the East. We were the team basically in the NBA at that time. We had just won a World Championship the year before, and we came back and swept Boston the year afterwards. You know, I think we were at our height then.
He had averaged over 27 points a game in the championship series. Once belittled for not playing football, Joe Dumars now is named Most Valuable Player of the NBA Finals.
You start thinking back when I made this decision just to play basketball, thinking about what the teachers and principals and coaches were saying. Are you crazy? What are you doing? You think back about all those decisions that you made to get to this point. And that's what I did. I started thinking back to all the decisions and things I had to do to get to that point. And I think that's what made it so gratifying.
Champions at last, the bad boys terrorized the NBA in 1990.
After we had won it and proven that we were the best in the world, there was an intimidation factor. There were situations where we'd come out in the first 10 minutes of the game, be extremely physical, maybe a little fight break out, something like that. And that other team was through. They were through. I mean, we'd end up winning by 20 points.
Though Dumars missed 2 weeks with an injury to his hand, he helped the Pistons win 59 games to finish first in the Central Division. After a tough victory over Chicago in the conference finals, Detroit returned to the championship series where they face the upstart Portland Trail Blazers.
I think we expected to face the Lakers again, and Portland just was kind of a surprise and came out of the West, and we ended up facing them, and I think they probably caught us off guard.
The first two games of the 1990 NBA Finals were played in Detroit. The Pistons barely recovered from an early Portland lead to take game one.
It was an impossible game. We had no business winning the first game, and then they came back and won the second game. So I think we kind of dug ourselves a little hole right there.
Now, the significance of the loss was this. Our organization, in 17 years, not just during my tenure, had never won a game in the Portland Coliseum.
Just before Game 3 began, Thomas and Coach Daly received word that Joe's father had died after a long illness. On the advice of Joe's wife, they decided not to tell him until after the game.
I really didn't think the game, as important as it was to me and the rest of the team, was as important not to tell him. But we made the decision, and I still second-guess that thought process. But I also knew, realistically, that there wasn't anything Joe could do at that moment.
In a way, it's like you were kind of being disloyal because you were holding a secret from a guy that you knew he needed to know, but you had to go out on the court and you had to perform and play with him, and watching him play and seeing the things that he was doing, but yet right after the game, he was going to have to go in the locker room and break his heart.
Detroit got into trouble early as the Trailblazers hit 10 of their first 12 shots. But Dumars led a Piston surge in the second half, and Detroit pulled ahead.
I'll never forget it. The shot clock was running down, and he came across and he shot one, and it had to, you know, go way, 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 way up to the sky. And, you know, the ball just kind of like gravitated and floated and looked like everything went in slow motion, you know, and it just dropped and hit the bottom of the net. And I just said to myself that, you know, his dad made that one.
The Pistons had broken their 17-year-old Portland jinx and beat the Trailblazers 121-106. Joe Dumars played his best game of the series and was Detroit's leading scorer of the night.
After the game, just walking back, once I got to the locker room, coaches and the general manager asked me to step outside and come into another room, another part of the arena. And I thought it was for an interview or something.
Just 3 minutes after leading the Pistons to their greatest upset in years, Joe Dumars learned that his father had passed away.
The owner of the team, we drove to the hotel, and he said he had a plane waiting for me. He had his jet waiting for me. He was going to fly me straight to Louisiana right after the game. This is a Sunday. We were up 2-1. Game 4 was going to be played Tuesday. Game 5 was going to be played Thursday. If we win both of those games, we win the series 4-1. If not, we have to go back to Detroit and play games 6 and 7. So I called home and I called my mom and I talked to her and I said, well, I think I'm going to catch a flight right now and come home. And she said, no, don't do that. And I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm going to schedule your father's funeral for Friday. And if you guys win Tuesday and win Thursday, you don't have to miss any games. But you got to win Tuesday or Thursday.
On Tuesday, the Pistons won by 3 points. On Thursday, they won by 2 and captured their second consecutive NBA crown.
We won the World Championship again. Everybody's happy. Everybody's pouring champagne and drinking champagne. And it was a funny feeling because I wanted to do that. We won the World Championship, but it was kind of hard to do it, knowing that I was going to get on the plane in about 4 or 5 hours and go to my father's funeral.
Joe Dumars Jr., Dad, had always told his sons that there were no excuses for avoiding responsibility.
If he would have even thought that I was talking about missing games, and basically what he would say is missing work, he wouldn't have had that. So that was another thing that helped me stay and do what I had to do. When you're at the two guard like I am in the NBA, every single night you're facing somebody who's either the leading scorer or the second leading scorer. Usually he's one of the go-to guys. Usually he's one of the marquee guys. What I'm saying is you're playing against a great player every single night that you step on the floor. So If you're not ready to play defense, if you don't have the will to play defense, you're going to have a lot of long nights in the NBA playing the two-guard position. I have the ball, I turn, my guy is on me. If you look at the defensive guys, if you look at this defensive guy over here, he's in the passing lane right now. I cannot make a simple pass right there. He's playing off the ball, but he's in great defensive position because he's not allowing an easy pass just to go to the offensive guy. Same thing on this side over here. I have the ball, I can't make the easy pass. These guys are in great defensive position off the ball. Defense on the ball. This guy is square, his knees are bent, arms are out. This is great position for defense on the ball right here. There's some movement though. When the ball is being moved around the court, these three guys on defense should all be like on a string. They should all move together. I make the pass. Watch, see what happens. He drops on defense, he squares the guy up, he's not gonna let the guy drive. My guy, he drops back automatically, he's in great help position. The weak side guy, he's in great defensive help position. Now the ball comes back up top, watch the defense. They all move together. This defensive man comes back up, he denies the pass, the guy on the ball moves up, he's not gonna let me drive. The guy on this side now, he moves back up. Let's say I make the pass over here now. Look at the movement. He squares the guy up, gets in front of the guy, does not let him drive. My guy drops back, he's ready to help in case he gets beat. The weak side guy, in case the guy drives baseline, he's ready to step over and help. This is what you call good defense on the ball and off the ball. Defense is all about will. If you're a guard, if you're a point guard, if you're a two guard, defense starts with you guys. It starts with guys who are out on the perimeter. If you allow your man to break the defense down, if you allow the perimeter people from the other team to be able to break you down night in and night out, that's going to put so much pressure on your team defense till you're going to be in the hole.